The night was thick with tension. Cold wind howled through the abandoned warehouse district on the east side of town, rattling rusted chains and lifting scraps of paper off cracked pavement. The sky was a dull charcoal canvas, barely lit by the distant hum of city lights. At exactly 11:43 p.m., a frantic 911 call came in. "He's got a gun! He's got a gun! He has my daughter! Please, someone help!" Officer Daniel Reese was patrolling just 5 blocks away when the dispatcher's voice hit his radio like a punch. Active hostage situation. Location: 41st and Grove. Armed suspect. One child in danger. Without a word, he whipped the cruiser into a hard left turn, tires screeching against wet concrete. Adrenaline surged through his veins. He slammed the siren on, red and blue lights slicing through the night. His grip on the wheel tightened. Reese had been on the force for 7 years. He'd seen drug busts, stabbings, shootouts, but this was different. This was a child. And the clock was ticking. By the time he arrived at the scene, backup was still en route. A distraught woman, mid-30s, bleeding from a cut on her forehead, ran into the street waving her arms. "My daughter! He took her inside!" she screamed, pointing at a boarded-up warehouse. "He said he'll kill her if anyone comes near." Reese jumped out of the cruiser, drawing his weapon. "What's his name?" "Kyle Mercer. My ex. He's unstable, he's high. Please, please, my baby's only 9. Reese's chest pounded. He clicked on his Bodycam. The green light blinked to life. "This is Officer Daniel Reese, responding to a hostage situation at 41st and Grove. Suspect is armed, child is present. I'm entering now." The warehouse loomed like a sleeping beast. Windows were shattered, graffiti scrawled across concrete walls. Reese crept through a side door, gun raised, flashlight beam cutting through the darkness. Every creak, every drip of water echoed like a scream. Inside, it smelled of mildew, rust, and something sharp, gun oil. Then he heard it. A faint whimper. He turned sharply, freezing. In a dim shaft of moonlight from a broken skylight, he saw them. A man stood gripping a young girl by the neck, one arm wrapped tightly around her shoulders. In his other hand, a handgun pressed to the child's temple. Her cheeks were soaked with tears. Kyle Mercer, early 40s, beard unkempt, eyes wild with rage and fear. "Don't move," Mercer barked, waving the gun toward Reese. "You take one more step and I swear to God, she dies." Reese stayed frozen. His heart thundered. "Kyle, my name is Officer Reese. I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to talk." "Shut up. You pigs ruin everything." The girl sobbed. Reese's hand didn't tremble, but his brain raced. One wrong move. One wrong breath. Bodycam footage later showed Reese slowly lowering his weapon to his side. "Kyle, look at me. That girl. She needs her father, not a coffin." Mercer flinched. His hand twitched. The gun pressed harder against the girl's temple. Reese shifted slightly, positioning himself to the left, closer to a rusted metal pillar for cover. "You're scared. I get that. But killing her won't fix anything. Talk to me." "They took everything from me," Mercer screamed. "She's all I got left. I'm not going back to prison." The warehouse seemed to hold its breath. Then, a loud crash echoed from outside. Backup arriving. Mercer panicked, jerking the girl backward. She yelped. The gun shook. "No one comes in," Mercer roared. Reese made a decision. "Kyle, shoot me instead." The words echoed like thunder. Mercer blinked, stunned. "What?" Reese stepped forward, slow and steady. "You want someone to blame? Fine. I'm right here. Shoot me. But let her go." The girl gasped. Mercer hesitated. His hand trembled. Then the flashlight on Reese's vest flickered, and Mercer looked away for half a second. That was all Reese needed. In one explosive move, Reese dove left and rolled behind the metal pillar. At the same time, he shouted, "Now!" A loud pop echoed as Mercer fired blindly. The bullet ricocheted off the wall inches from Reese's head. In the blur of motion, Reese came up from his roll and fired once, A perfect, non-lethal shot to Mercer's right shoulder. Mercer screamed, stumbling backward. The gun clattered to the floor. The girl fell to her knees, sobbing. Reese was on him in a second, kicking the gun away and tackling Mercer to the ground, slapping cuffs on him as backup stormed the building. Suspect in custody. Child safe. Reese yelled, breathless. Outside, paramedics checked the girl for injuries. Her mother ran to her, clutching her tight and sobbing uncontrollably. Reese stood nearby, body trembling. His face was pale, hands bloodied, not his own but Mercer's. One of the SWAT officers patted him on the back. "That was insane, Reese. You saved her life." He just nodded, eyes locked on the child. Later, the Bodycam footage went viral. Millions watched as Officer Reese calmly negotiated, risked himself, and made the split-second move that saved a little girl's life. The footage ended with his final words, "Shoot me instead." Social media exploded with praise. That officer is a true hero. This is why good cops matter. I cried watching this. Thank God for people like him. A week later, Officer Reese stood on the steps of the police station. The mayor had just handed him a medal for valor. Cameras flashed. Reporters shouted. But Reese barely heard them. Because in the crowd stood the little girl. Her arm in a sling, her smile small but bright. She walked up shyly and handed him something. A picture. Crayons on paper. A stick-figure man in a blue uniform, standing between a scared little girl and a man with a red gun. Above it were 3 words. "You saved me." Reese knelt, overcome. "I just did what was right," he said softly. She hugged him,